Hello and welcome. I'm so glad you could join me here at Greetingstar today. I am going to be making this beautiful Christmas card with supplies from Spellbinders. They sent me these gorgeous supplies. Some of them they sent me and some of them I purchased. This is the Glimmer Essentials Solid Diamond Hot Foil Plate. It's from the new Glimmer Greetings collection. And this is a set of dies that coordinates with it so you can cut the diamonds out. These are the essential diamonds, etched dies, and you can create beautiful diamonds or frames and mats. And this is the Cross Lines Card Front Glimmer Hot Foil Plate, also from the Glimmer Greetings collection. That will create some gorgeous backgrounds for your cards. Now these two sets are from previous releases. This is the Simply Perfect Layered Blooms, and this is a die set, Create a Christmas Sentiment. You get several word dies in this set, and I'm going to use that to create my Merry Christmas words on the card today. So let's get started. So I have the Cross Lines Card Front and the Solid Diamond Hot Foil Plates, and I'm going to be using some beautiful paper from Spellbinders along with these two beautiful hot plates. So this is the Alabaster from their Color Essentials line, and I'm just going to put that, I've cut it down to an A2 size, so it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I'm going to use some low tack tape. This is the mint tape from scrapbook.com, and I'm just going to use that to adhere that paper there, and then I'm going to put some hot foil down, and that is the blush color hot foil from Spellbinders. Now when that little timer light lights solid, you know it's ready to run through your die cutting machine. So the Glimmer hot foil system works with pressure and heat, so you need the hot foil plate and you need to run it through your die cutting machine for the pressure. Alrighty, so now let's take a look and see how it turned out. This I've never had a bad impression with this. This one works beautifully every time, so gorgeous, and you can do so many things with this, guys. It's perfect for Christmas, but it's also wonderful for any other occasion. So now I'm taking some more of that cardstock and putting some more blush hot foil with this hot foil plate, the diamond hot foil plate, and then I'm also going to put a couple pieces of cardstock to act as a shim, so that way when I run it through my die cutting machine, I'll get a really good impression. It's not easy to get a good impression with these solid plates. I find sometimes you have to do it twice, and you definitely want to run it through your machine slowly, and also those shims help as well. Okay, so you can see that there were some little pieces that didn't foil perfectly. Actually, I think that might be due to the fact that on my die there's some pieces, I don't know if it's glue or what, but anyway, so I ended up running it through again a second time, but I wanted to show you that I used these dies to cut it out. So you use these dies to cut out the piece, and so you'll get your beautiful diamond, and that's foiled so gorgeous. That's such a beautiful piece for any accent on any card, Christmas or any card. And so I'm just going to put that plate on top of it. Now, one of the things you want to consider too, you might want to put a piece of paper over top to protect it too, because I think that cutting plate was kind of made left some other marks on that foil piece there. So be careful with that as well. So I tried just rubbing it. I thought, maybe it's still warm enough, I can rub it, but that didn't work very well. So in the end, I just decided to go ahead and do the whole process over one more time to make sure that I get a good foiling. So I'm going to go ahead and set my machine up and run it through one more time. So I've got my hot foil plate and my blush foil, and then I'm going to put that diamond right on top of it, and my spacer and my thin shim, and then the cards on top, and I will be ready to go. Okay, I'm just running this through slowly, and I'm going back and forth a couple of times because I want to make sure I get a good foil. And I think it turns out beautifully. There we go. That's gorgeous. Now, I do run it through my die cutting machine a couple times. You could leave it just like this, but I wanted to use those etched dies, the diamond etched dies, to create sort of like a layered effect. So I'm using these essential diamonds etched dies to cut into this foil diamond. And I'm going to use the smallest one right in the center. And I should have tried to protect that foiled piece. Right here, I'm just trying to line it up by using that piece of cardstock there to get a good center of that. Now once I do put that cutting plate on top, I hold it with my hand to try to keep it in place, but you'll see that I'm kind of marring up my foiled piece, which is not great. So you definitely want to protect it with maybe just a piece of copy paper or something so that your cutting plate doesn't leave those marks on it. Okay, so now I'm going to go with, I'm going to skip that one because it's too small, and I'm going to go up just one more. So I skipped the next die and just went up to the next largest one, so that way I could create that like frame. And then I'm going to stack these up with some foam tape. It's going to be really beautiful, the result is, I think. So you can see here I'm trying to get the next, to not the very next, but the one after that. So I'm kind of skipping a die in between to create those frames. And you can see that when I put my plate down, that die sticks to it, so I can kind of move it around to position it, which is kind of nice. Alrighty, so I'm all done with that. And now what I have to do is just put these on my card. So I decided to use some of this scrapbook.com foam adhesive in the thin lines to pop this up on my card, and I'm going to use just one layer on the bottom diamond, but on the next diamond I'll use 2 layers of foam tape, and then on the next one I'll use 3, and then finally on that small diamond I'll use 4 layers. So I think this is really pretty. And if you don't want to go to this trouble, you actually could, this bottom one you could have put flat down on your card, and then that way you won't need quite so many layers. I kind of got into the groove of making the card and didn't think. I do that a lot. So anyway, I'm just putting this foam adhesive on this piece here, and I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do. And you'll see that I go ahead and put 2 layers on this second diamond. So I'm just going to pull off those release pieces and then put another layer. Now this collection from Spellbinders is such a beautiful collection, you guys, and what I love most about it is that even though it's supposed to be for Christmas in July, these can be used for any card and any occasion. So definitely head over there and take a look. They had some really beautiful colors of cardstock as well that I just fell in love with. They got some gorgeous deep purple and red cardstock that I just love. I can't wait to get some because I love those deep earthy tones. I think they're so beautiful. So I can't wait to get those. So I don't know if you guys think this is overboard popping all these up, but I think the end result is really beautiful, so I decided to go ahead and give it a shot. It takes a little bit of extra time, but I think it's worth it. And it's not so hard if you have those thin foam strips. If you had to cut them down, then that would really be a hassle. So those foam strips are from scrapbook.com. And they make it very, just a lot more convenient to be able to do this technique. Alrighty, now for this little diamond, I'm going to put, like I said, 4 layers, and it gets a little wobbly. So what I did was I added another piece of, well, actually 4 more pieces of foam tape right alongside that first set of 4. So you see how it's kind of wobbly and not staying in place. So I decided to pull it up and just add some more foam tape alongside what was already there. So it's actually just to give it some strength, because that little skinny pieces, they just weren't cutting it. So I needed to put a little bit more in there. So I just did it twice. And then you'll see the beautiful result. There we go. Now some of the marks that were put on that foil from my die cutting plate, I'm going to cover with these pretty flowers. So this is the set that I showed you at the beginning, and I'm going to be using this Bic Market pen in a bronze color and this tool-in-one to help me get all these flowers assembled and to pop out those pieces from the die cut. And I'm just going to use some Tombow Mono, and I sped this up pretty quickly so you guys don't have to sit and watch me assemble all of these. But I did want to show you how I do it, because this set has quite a bit of flowers in it, and it's nice to know what pieces go with what. So you can see I'm using that marker there to color that centerpiece bronze, and I think that bronze works. It's just nice to have that little bronze accent on your flowers because it coordinates with the other pieces on the card. And I think that's kind of nice. Alrighty, I love this little sprig with these beautiful little buds. I think they're so pretty. And there's another type of bud that comes in the kit. You could also assemble all of these together to create a really pretty little flower if you just arrange them in a circle. That would be really pretty too. There's a lot of different things you can do with these flower die sets. You can certainly just be creative with it, and you don't have to do it exactly as you see on the package, but you can change it around and create your own beautiful flowers. Okay, so this is what I'm doing here. I'm putting 3 pieces together, and they weren't intended to be used that way, but I decided to put them together anyway to create a larger flower than what was in the set. Now I'm going to glue this centerpiece to my leaf using some more Tombow Mono, and I won't show all of those. I'm just going to do these ones here. There's 4 of them, but I'll only show you the process one time so you don't have to watch it over and over again. All right, so now my leaves are done, and I just have this one little flower left. Again, I'm putting that bronze accent with the Bic Market bronze marker, and now I'm going to lay my flowers out. And then once I have them the way I want them, I'll go ahead and glue them down. And I think that just makes a really pretty quite dimensional card, and you could use this for any occasion. You don't have to use it just for Christmas. Now, one of the things that I did after I got all of these flowers glued down just the way I like them, I'm going to go ahead and work on die cutting the words Merry Christmas out, and I'm also going to use some layering on the Merry Christmas words to pop those up as well, just to create a better looking greeting. So you can see here I cut out 3 layers from the alabaster cardstock of the Merry Christmas, and I'm just putting these together here. And this is the new scrapbook.com media mat that they have, and I didn't really even need to use that paper there. I forgot that I had the mat there because the glue doesn't stick to the mat, which makes it really nice and a lot easier to work with. So I just end up using the mat instead. And then I also cut the word Merry from green mirrored cardstock. This is from Tonic Studios, and I don't know, I bought it in a little pack. The little pack might not be available, but I'm pretty sure they still have the green mirrored cardstock. And if not, there's lots of other companies that make it too. So I did the same thing with the word Christmas, but I'm not going to show you the whole process. I just glued together all of the layers of the alabaster cardstock and then put the green mirrored cardstock on top of it. Now, what I did wrong here was I glued the word Merry to the bottom of the card. So my card is upside down, which I don't know if you were able to tell that or not. But anyway, I was going to try to take up the word Merry, but it wasn't working. So I just decided to take those little flowers off and rearrange them and to try to make the best of it. And sometimes that's all you can do. Oh well. So anyway, now I'm going to put the word Christmas down and call it a day. But I think it still looks pretty, and I will show you the image of the card the original way I had planned it. I'm just trying to make the best of it here. So that is the card. The only thing left to do after I put this other foliage is attach it to my card base. And this is an A2 size top folding, and that's Neenah Solar White in 110-pound cardstock for the card base. And I think it still looks pretty. I just preferred the larger flowers at the bottom, which you can see there on the right. So on the right is how I originally planned the card, but the left side shows the mistake I made, but that's okay. It turned out anyway. So I hope you had fun. I hope you enjoyed watching, and go give this card a try yourself and have a wonderful day and a wonderful Christmas in July. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.